Welcome to chair yoga. Today I wanted to make a practice that was accessible to people who are either stuck in a chair, a wheelchair, or who have very limited mobility. And also, as we're still very much in a Zoom world, and even before we were in a Zoom world, a lot of our days were spent in a chair. So this provides, hopefully, some inspiration for you to think about how to move your body and take care of it while you are sitting. So all you need for this practice is a chair. We'll start up on the front edge of our chair. I'll show you kind of where I'm sitting on my chair. I'm sitting like this, 90-degree angle with my knees and a 90-degree angle or so with my ankles, and a 90-degree angle with my hips. My back nice and straight. Here I am. We'll start with a few breaths, as we always do. It's a way to acknowledge the presence of the Holy Spirit in our bodies and our lives in this moment that we're sharing together. It's a way to acknowledge our created nature. God breathes His animating breath into us, and we have only to receive it. So bring your hands to a comfortable position, your body to a comfortable, upright, but relaxed space. You can have your feet together, or you can have your feet about hip width distance apart, whatever feels more natural or steady to you. And we'll undertake and do some familiar yoga poses, but just in a chair. So bring your hands to your knees, and we'll start by moving in a cat and cow posture. Inhale, bring your belly forward, maybe shining your face up toward the sky, even tipping your chin back. And as you exhale, curve yourself, tucking your chin to your chest, maybe shrugging your shoulders forward, maybe even trying to bring your back to the back of the chair. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. You don't even have to come to a stopping point. Just like your breath flows and moves in and out, maybe you will continuously move, flowing your breath and your movement with your spine in and out. You might notice I'm also moving my hips a little bit. That's kind of waking up my pelvic bone, my hip muscles, as well as my hip sockets. We'll wake those up a little bit more later in our practice. Bring yourself back to center. Become aware of any sensations in your body, any ways that you're maybe feeling the energy moving through you with a little bit more vigor than before you were moving. One thing that, we haven't done on the mat before, but that can help with our brain function and with healing our brains and our sense of what's important and our sense of self, is to do work in our bodies that deal with both sides of our body in the same movement. So like walking helps bring your brain, both sides, activated and working together. So what we're going to do now is bring your arms down by your sides. It's kind of helpful to have a chair that doesn't have armrests, or to sit on the front edge of your chair in front of any armrests that might impede your movement. And on an inhale, we'll bring our left arm and our right leg up any amount, and exhale down. Inhale the other arm and leg up, that's your right arm and your left leg, and back down. It might just be a movement of 2 or 3 inches. Or if you want something with more challenge, you might bring your arms and legs much higher. One of the keys to enjoying this posture and this work is to do it slowly, to notice and be really concentrating on each bit of movement and controlling carefully each bit of movement that your arms and legs are making. This is bringing some mobility into your hips in another way. Allowing the breath to be our energizing force. Last one, finish out whatever cycle you're on so that you have an equal lifting of the left and right sides of your body. Then bring yourself back to center. Taking a few breaths, maybe noticing, scanning the parts of your body, thinking through your head, noticing anything in your chest and arms, noticing your belly, your pelvis and hips, your legs, your knees, thinking down to your shins and your calves and then down to your feet. If you notice any sensations, any tingling, any ache, any heat that maybe wasn't there a few minutes ago before you were moving. Excuse me. Now we'll use especially our arms to bring us into a few twists. We're going to inhale our arms up to the center and then begin to turn to the right. Exhale, bring your left hand to your right knee and maybe your right hand to the back of your chair. Exhale. Inhale, center, and then the other direction, your right hand to your left knee, your left hand to the back of your chair. Exhale. Inhale, center. Maybe your arms are only going up this high. Exhale, maybe your turn is just bringing this hand to the opposite knee. And mostly you're staying forward. Any little movement of your spine and of your body does you good. It doesn't have to be a huge, dramatic movement. It doesn't have to hurt. It doesn't have to make you sweaty. We'll go through one more cycle to the right, and the last one to the left. Bring yourself back to center again. Just real fast. Move my cursor so it doesn't fall asleep. We're going to move into a pretty dynamic, powerful pose here. If it doesn't work for you, just let it go. Don't worry about it. But it's kind of fun to try some really powerful, muscly, challenging poses on a chair. It gives you a little bit more support. It might allow you to try something new. So we're going to bring our left leg over to the side, 90-degree angle with your knee, 90-degree angle with your foot, and a 90-degree angle with your hip. And then this right leg is going to stretch out toward the back, kind of, any amount. So we're sitting sort of sideways on our chair. Maybe this is as far as your leg goes out, and that's great. It's wonderful to work on the mobility range of your hips. If you want more of a challenge and you're feeling like you want more of a challenge, you might even bring your leg all the way back. And suddenly, where have we landed but Warrior One? I'm feeling a big stretch here through this quad. Usually, all of these muscles are so activated, holding up my trunk and my body, that I don't feel as much of the stretch that I'm now feeling, especially in this leg. So it can be really freeing and a new experience to try a familiar posture on a chair. Let's come out of that posture, bringing that right leg back to center, and the left leg as well. Maybe moving through a cat and a cow, if you'd like. To bring yourself some equilibrium. And then we'll even it out, exploring it on the other side. Bringing your right leg to the side of the chair with the right angle at your knee, at your ankle, and at your hip. And then this leg out any amount. Maybe just straightening it out to the front, or start to move it around to the side until you have a posture that feels like a good stretch for you. And then you might even want to twist your body toward the front, the way that we do when we're in Warrior One. You can even inhale your arms up toward the sky. Noticing how that feels different. And open up to Warrior Two. You can even do Reverse Warrior, or this side angle pose, all on top of the chair. Let's bring ourselves back to center. Bringing a lot of hip mobility in our work this evening, so that we are really working into our hips. Next, bring your left ankle to your right knee. Take my moccasin off so you can see. Flex that foot to activate the muscles in your shin and your calf to protect the knee from getting twerked. And this may be a good spot for you. Breathe in and bring that spine nice and long and tall and straight. And if you want more of a stretch, I'm just going to do this to the side so you can see. Long and tall and straight. You can start to lean out, continuing to have that straight back. Any amount. Breathe deeply here. And begin to bring yourself gently, slowly out of that stretch. Take a few breaths here. Again, scanning maybe especially in your hips and lower back. How one side might feel different than the other side. How you might have some sensations of cold or warmth, tickling or tingling, flowing or tension. And then as you feel ready, bring that right ankle to your left knee. Maybe this is plenty of a stretch for you. And your challenge, as you flex your foot, is to bring that knee down. Opening up some of those muscles in the back of your body, especially the back of your leg. And then if you want more of a challenge, if you're looking for a deeper stretch, bringing that spine nice and long and tall and starting to fold out over that leg any amount, keeping the foot flexed. Breathing deeply. You don't want any sharp pain. Coming to an edge where you feel a little discomfort. So you're not at an edge per se where you might fall off, but a few steps before the absolute edge, where you're just feeling some discomfort, where you can kind of imagine the edge out there in front of you, the point of no return it might be. But you've got plenty of room to go before you get there. This is just a little bit of a stretch. Inhale and exhale. Bring yourself nice and slowly, gently back up to sitting. For our last little bit of work this evening, we'll do some shoulder work. With all of us sitting so long, oftentimes we get rolled over, not least in our isolation over the last year, that we have been really turned in on ourselves out of a necessity of protecting our hearts. That's kind of this pose, this body shape that we take to protect the things that are dear to us. So it makes sense that we would move our bodies, hold our bodies in this way to keep safe, to keep protected our hearts, our vital organs, but then also in a figurative way are those things that are precious to us. Our family, our loved ones, our work, if you love your work, our home, our health. That's been a big thing to protect and hold dear over the last year. So part of the surrender of yoga and the surrender of Christianity is to give that responsibility to God, to recognize that we have no power in ourselves to help ourselves, that we have no ability to truly protect or secure our own selves or future, that only God can really hold that power on his shoulders. So it'll be shoulder work that we're doing and heart-opening work that we're doing. Bring your hands to a comfortable place on your thighs, toward your knees, or wherever they are in your lap. And inhale your arms up to your shoulders, up to your ears. And exhale, roll them down your back. Then let your arms fall toward your sides. Inhale up and exhale, roll. Continue to move in this rolling pattern, trying to let your elbows just melt. So not using them in this, but letting them hang, insisting that they rest, insisting that as little muscle is used as possible as you work out some of these kinks yourself. We're going to do this for a little bit longer than is comfortable for me because I've found that when I do that, when I go just a little bit closer to my edge than I'm used to, that I get a lot of release. I feel a lot of warmth. I recognize a lot more space and healing in my body. 3 more. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. I hate it. 2 and 3. Oh, so just sit with that for a second. I wish I could stay still. There we go. Now the last thing that we're going to do is take a few breaths together. So inhale your arms up to the sky. And exhale, slowly pushing the air down. You see my hands? Imagine you're pushing all the air out of your body. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. Your arms may look like this. Inhale and exhale. And that's great. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Thank you so much for joining me for this chair yoga. May the peace of Christ be with you.